On today's show,
How y'all doing?
the 2020 Walleye opener unlike any in our lifetimes. We tag along as Minnesotans try and get back on the water in the midst of social distancing. Find out how to train your family pet to find your lost stuff.
Yes.
And we go back in time with one of Minnesota's fishing icons.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
It is that time of season when we all celebrate our spring holiday, the Walleye opener. And this year's was like none other we have ever experienced.
We head out to open water to see if COVID-19 kept Minnesotans from finding joy on the lake.
Minnesota's Walleye opener.
It's an exciting time for Minnesotans.
An annual weekend of dreams. The bait shops sell all elements of opening day ambitions.
Today would be our 2020 fishing opener.
This year, the year of COVID, DH Bait and Tackle sells hope too.
The crappie fishing has been great. I think people that haven't fished in years are looking to get out of the house, and like I've said in the past, we're Minnesotans and that's what we do.
Thank you, you too.
Exactly why on opening morning,
How y'all doing?
Lake Minnetonka's launch had a steady roll of backwards boats. People excited and maybe a bit antsy to get on the water. Most in search of opening day's coveted catch, Minnesota's state fish, a critter that today represents so much more. Yes, this year's opener feels markedly different. Trevor Stevenson gets it.
It's colder, I can tell you that.
Social distancing changed his tradition.
Usually the old man's with me, so today he's kind of doing his own thing, but other than that, you know, it's still fishing. It's still a chance to get out and enjoy the outdoors.
You'll probably be the closest we get to anybody today, or you two. Otherwise, you know, we'll be out on the lake and stuff. So, I mean, you know, I'm glad Minnesota was one that kept everything open, and bait stores are one of the first things they reopened, and at least their priorities are right.
Even so, just before opener, the Department of Natural Resources suddenly suggested Minnesota anglers only fish close to home, no overnight stays, and limit any trips to grocery stores or gas stations.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Dan Nickum followed some of that advice.
Well, we have a cabin up north of Grand Rapids, and we were gonna go up there, but then decided to stay home for the weekend. We were hoping to get some panfish to go cook for Kelly's mom tomorrow for Mother's Day.
Yes, on top of a historic opener, this holiday falls on another.
My mom is down there. She's a fisherman, but I catch the big ones.
Benita Carruthers made sure her mom could celebrate Mother's Day weekend on the water.
I just thought maybe I'd bring her out here and get her back into the routine again. And it's the only thing that really makes her happy. Just fishing. Trying to catch some fish.
Consider Corrine Neum a long-timer. She's fished Minnetonka 40 years.
Matter of fact, I've been fishing all my life. I've been fishing here since I was 3 years old. I'm enjoying this. I told my daughter, even if I don't even catch any fish, I enjoy just sitting out here and watching the people go by in the boats.
Real therapy in life's simplest form.
Look at you!
Hello, I got one.
Corrine's catch on this special day so full of joy. Something we all deserve. Amazing to think fishing gives it to us by the boatload.
we're off to the lakes, you know, for that freedom. It helps calm you down and helps you think better, and this is great. This is a good remedy for anything.
Great to see so many people getting outside. You know, since the COVID stuff has started, we have received so many videos and photos from all of our viewers that Ron Scherer decided, you know, there might be a story in those.
In times like these, we think of the birds and the bees and the songs sung by little chickadees. We sit in our yards to watch the wildlife while thinking what it's like in our own past life, long before there were quarantines and a virus, COVID-19. Before we were advised to stay indoors, you sent us your memories of the great outdoors. You shared snowmobile trips and fishing and walks with the dog. You shared selfies of sun tanning, really quite a show. When it's winter in Minnesota, you suntan in the snow. You shared boat rides and bird hunts and snowshoeing galore. One lucky guy shared his selfies down at the Gulf Shore. Your pictures mean a lot to us, more than you know, so we wanted to share them as part of this show. And don't forget, while you stay home or indoors, you can still introduce a kid to the great outdoors. So while you can sit outside and then simply listen to the robins and woodpeckers or watch the lake water glisten, see the squirrels and chipmunks search for nuts, and wait for the arrival of beautiful wood ducks. So if you're lonely or uncertain of what our country will bear, just remember, Mother Nature is outside and she'll always be there.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut, Minnesota DNR, and by Radco Truck Accessories.
Do you have a tendency to lose common household items? Car keys, remote control ever go missing? If so, we've discovered a new dog sport in town that will help you find all the common items we misplace. When it comes to our canine companions, the nose knows. Some experts say they can smell 1,000,000 times better than us. So with a nose that superb, why not put it to work to help us find, well, almost anything? If our canine companions can find the remote, why not make a game out of it? Welcome to the sport of Action Dog.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming. Action Dog is a sport or game that people get involved in that they can go indoors to find your keys, your remote control, your wallet, your sunglasses, and your cell phone. The Action Dog was created by two guys out hunting, myself and this other guy, and he lost his phone in the field.
You don't need a hunting dog to play this game. Any old dog will do.
So we're going to train our dogs to scent and find. And so when we teach our dogs to do that, we can isolate and put that scent on our phones, on our keys, on our wallet, and have them find them anytime, anywhere.
Could my flat-faced wonder dog really have a nose for this?
So you're going to say, find it, point, touch the nose, point to the ground.
Good boy.
Find it.
Treats are easy to find, right?
Find it. Good boy.
But a lost cell phone? That's where the scent kit comes in.
Your scent kit is to use it for applying the scent to your item. You can take an Action Dog scent kit, apply it, open it up, set out a scent scenario, have your dog searching your couch, your living room, your garage, your basement.
Let's find the remote. Here, find the remote. Find it. Find it.
Yep, good.
Not only is this a helpful tool at home,
in a competition, these are the required things that one has to have.
but Action Dog has now turned into a competitive sport.
You have 5 minutes to find 2 items. The items that are in your search location are your phone and the remote.
2 items I lose all the time. Good boy, good boy. Come on, let's keep going. Good boy. Good boy, where is it? Find it. Find it. Good boy. Good boy, Find. Good job. Not bad for a beginner. He actually did it. I mean, I shouldn't be so shocked.
From hunting pheasants to phones, this sport will also keep your bird dog busy in the off season.
That's what I love about the action dog world is you can take your hunting dog and have them hunt in your house.
Good boy. Let's go, Doc. Come on, Doc. Let's find it. Find.
Dogs love to read the world with their noses.
Yes, sit. Find.
It doesn't seem to matter what they search for. It's always a doggone good time.
Good sit. Good girl.
This is a bulldog. Anybody can do it.
That's the fun thing about it is it's how much time you put in and the enjoyment that you put with your dog. It's so easy to do, so easy to train. It's not expensive. You don't even have to leave your house to do it.
Well, that was fun and certainly helpful. If you'd like to see the dogs in action again or watch any of your favorite Minnesota Bound episodes, you can check out our YouTube channel.
Still ahead, we take a walk in the park at J. Cooke. And later, we go way back in time with a legend. Can you name him?
Closed captioning brought to you by Alumacraft Boats.
It's time to take a walk in the park at a place that protects a very important part of Minnesota's St. Louis River.
People who've never been here before, I would say to expect the unexpected. It's a wild park. There are steep hillsides to climb. There's the rocky outcroppings along the river. There's this dramatic rapids going down the St. Louis. It gives you definitely a feeling of wilderness. J. Cooke State Park is located 30 minutes south of Duluth, Minnesota. Well, J. Cooke, when he came out to this area in 1868, he saw this powerful river and he thought, wow. So he bought up land all up and down the St. Louis with the idea of harnessing that water power. The land donation, although it came from Minnesota Power, it initially was his idea, and so we named it after J. Cooke. This is also a good place to see the River Gorge area along the St. Louis River and to see the trestle bridge that goes across. We have a paved bike trail connection that comes right out of our campground area and leads up to the Willard Munger State Trail. So it's 13 miles one way to go from the park to the end of the trail in Duluth. The swinging bridge has been here since 1924, which looked very different than what we see today. It looked really rickety, kind of, that Indiana Jones kind of style of bridge. So in 1934, the boys of the Civilian Conservation Corps built us the permanent swinging bridge with those familiar stone pillars that we see today. Altogether, we've raised the bridge 7.5 feet, trying to stay above floodwater. In 2012, the river rose to its highest ever recorded level, destroyed the swinging bridge, but the stone pillars that the CCC boys built back in 1934, they remained. When you come down to the bridge area, we have a unique rock formation called the Thompson Formation. Earthquake movements tilted them up and pushed it forward and started bending and folding the rocks. So they look like these sharp spikes sticking out of the water. Spring and early summer is a good time to come into the park because the river usually has risen and it's rather dramatic. We have 50 miles of hiking trails, everything from easy to intermediate to that really steep, difficult climb. So there's a little bit for everybody. If you like river views, you can walk along the river. Some have wonderful panoramic views. So right behind me is one of 3 overlooks that are located at Oldenburg Point. You're going to see what the entire park looks like. All the land that you look out there, all the trees, that's the 8,818 acres of J. Cooke State Park. The park has beautiful spring wildflowers. These are yellow wood violets. This is large flowered bellwort. These are yellow lady slippers. Kind of a fun little plant. It's one of the orchids in Minnesota. We eventually developed a campground in the 1950s that has 82 campsites. You know, people have been coming here for 90 years. Of course, they like to visit the swinging bridge and look at the river. They laugh, they giggle, they shriek. They like to see how the water moves underneath. Some people, though, don't like it at all. They'll stand on the edge, wait for their families to go across. That's fine, too.
Straight ahead, a Minnesota-bound classic all about another Minnesota classic, this guy.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Hewitt Docks, Lifts, and Pontoon Legs, Bent Creek Golf Club, Eden Prairie, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Today's Minnesota Bound Classic takes Ron Shera way back to the 1990s to meet Mr. Walleye.
Yeah, the guy who always seems able to catch Minnesota's state fish.
60 million Americans go fishing every year. Most of them are nameless faces in a crowd of boats. That's because angling fame is an elusive quarry. It's not easy becoming a celebrity from a fishing boat. But this man has done it, and done it big, and this is no fish story. His name is Gary Roach, but much of the country knows him as Mr. Walleye. And nobody disputes the title.
15 walleyes.
Yeah.
What'd they weigh?
Well, almost 90 pounds.
15 walleyes, 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Mr. Walleye is known as a professional angler, a tournament fishing pro who's won the nation's top walleye fishing tournaments in walleye meccas like Ohio's Lake Erie or Minnesota's Mille Lacs. But with the wins also came the fame. Folks seek his picture, and he's quickly recognized at breakfast nooks where other anglers hang out.
And there was 3 or 4 resorts on the lake, and I was always, out there fishing, and all I had was a rowboat, an old wood boat. And with a pair of oars on it, never had a motor, never had a rod and reel until my brother bought me one.
Mr. Walleye's first bit of fishing luck happened early in life.
I started guiding for Marv Kep then in half days, for like $12.50 a day, half day, for half the wages to prove yourself, see?
His boyhood roots, the North Woods, created more than a nose for fish, however. Gary's autumns are typically spent in his deer camp amid the aspen thickets. When he's fishing for fun, Roach will be tucked away at his cabin on Minnesota's Lake Winnebagoche. The dinner menu typically features Mr. Walleye's favorite fish. Surprise, surprise, perch. And his favorite fish batter is his own formula, created years ago and now reaching the grocery stores.
I kept adding a little more spices and stuff and adding like this, and this is how it really got started,
Any fish frying secrets?
Eating the fish and eating them as soon as you catch them.
Yeah, that's the big secret.
But it's in the walleye boat where Mr. Walleye's uncanny fish catching skills always seem to appear.
I always listen to my walleye, he talks to me all the time. He tells me what he wants, and then I change right away to what he wants. So I think that could make a lot more people successful if they listen to the walleye. Oh, hey, it's a nice fish, Ron. Look at that. A limit of fish to me don't mean anything anymore. To me, and more than anything, it means having a good time, saying hi, waving at somebody when they catch a fish.
And when they see Mr. Walleye in a boat, chances are he'll be catching a fish too.
I'm going to keep fishing. I don't know what there is to retire to right now, so I suppose I'm going to just keep fishing, as long as I can keep fishing.
Mr. Roach, quite the gentleman.
That he is, and he's a guy who will fish you right out of the boat.
Well, that about does it for us this week. We hope you and your families are staying at home and staying safe.
Until next time, be sure to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.